Mr. Altier, how you doing? I am alive. Still not at 100%, but I'm progressing. Progressing. There will be a decent amount of coughing and otherwise hacking. Um, I'll try to mute when I can. Yeah. Arfenstein, how you doing? Oh. So we started yesterday on Brooklyn here. Um, I'm going to I rust job to gold, so I'm going to redo that, and I'm going to push the value of all of this back here because I bet you if I go to black and white, um, it doesn't look that bright, especially compared to the white on the chest. So I'm going to have to push that value a lot higher to sell the effect. Um, yeah. Um, oh, my nose itches too. So we'll get that going here in a second. I think the first thing I want to do is add some more of those little specks in her eyes. Oh, hi. Ugh. But yes, I am alive. It's been a bit of a process recovering from the crud, for sure. That looks kind of terrible, actually. Anybody working on anything today? Roxing with Warframe and Edge Hiding since Space Marines. I haven't played Warframe in, ooh, man, dare I say, like 10, like 8 years or 10. Like, how long has the game been around? Actually, now that I think about it, seems like it's been around a long time. Played for a little bit. It has been around 10 years. Yeah, because I'm trying to remember the last time I played it, and oh, yeah, that was a while back. Before they put it on console, I know you can play it on console these days. Almost picked it up a couple times again, but never really got around to it. Let me take a look at something here. Do, do, do. I think I want to do this gold. Um, Let me see here. See if I could find a. Pause that. I don't need to. Gold hero. Let's do that. We're going to copy that. So I need. Yeah, I think I need a little bit of Terra Rosa. Hey PSK, how you doing, man? I'm struggling here, man. Check my texts. Texting me? Is that with the cuts, man? Looking forward to seeing it in person. You don't know where you made the cuts? Okay. Don't worry, that was a acrylic brush I just put in my mouth. Oh, okay. So you got a stomach bug. I thought maybe you got the flu or something. Oh, I need to turn that off. Finish the raffle. Which is weird because it's never stayed on in the past. Oh, is that a timer? Okay. Let me turn that on. Harumpenstein won it. Excuse me. Yeah, and I'll get that out to you, like I said, sometime this week. And then if you do want to do like a little mini oils lesson, you'll just have to let me know some good times, and I'll try to make it work. It'll just have to be more than likely it'll have to be on a weekend. Hey, Kellis, how you doing? How did I miss sides of this? Well, if you get around to picking, it doesn't have to be anytime soon. Um, but you can get yourself. a set of Wintons, for about 35 to $50, depending on um, how hard you want to go in. Or you can get a set of, there's a whole bunch of starter sets you can get off of like Dick Blick and whatnot. And they're all pretty good. And then I think the PSK and I are going to be streaming tomorrow. I think that was the plan. We were going to do it in person and do a tutorial, but since I got sick, we're going to push that to another day. Um, I'm open to suggestions, man. I gotta run. I'm gonna run a quick errand in the morning, but beyond that, um, I'm open to suggestions. We can shoot for after lunch. Knocked out all like my chores and stuff today and yesterday, so I just got a quick errand. Need to run tomorrow. Okay. Let's see here. Just like the smallest amount of this. The new Tenjin. We work on that a lot. Yeah. Oh, I have PSK. It's something I'm gonna give you because Games Work Create put it in the box for me. And I'm never gonna get around to painting this. So if you want it, it's yours. It's a Diablo bust. Um, he threw it in with the other stuff that he printed for me. So you're welcome to have it, man. Why are you crying? Why did you tell him to put that in there? I got too many things to paint. I'm never. I'm that is easily 20 models down the queue, if not 40 models down the queue to paint. So if you don't want it, let me know. I'll do a giveaway. You'd love to have it. Okay, yeah, it's yours, man. Yeah, like I appreciate him doing that, but it's just, oof. I mean, you gotta get to paint, Achilles. So I'm using some, I think it's radiant yellow here. Just push this yellow a little bit brighter. Why she got yellow lips? Because she's wearing yellow lipstick. that's a lazy attempt, man. It's a lazy attempt. You can do better than that. Hey, Lady K, thanks so much. How you doing today? Full of seafood. That's good. I'm improving. I'm still been coughing a lot. Still still got a post nasal drip that's constantly bothering me. Simmling some creature caster. Now, hopefully that is enjoyable. I have so little desire to mess with creature caster. You're waiting on yours. You didn't pick up. It wasn't in stock when you were at Nova. Yeah, Lady K. I pretty sure I had the flu and then I got COVID. So I'm still recovering. Oh right, that guy at Nova was a tool. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, their little Studio 54 logo on her shirt. That was AT Rogers' idea. Hey, T. Roger. Thanks, man. I'm doing more of this black and white before paint stuff to see how it goes. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that works out for you. All right, I think that's pretty good for the moment. The commission model is your first go around with it. Okay. Does that read as gold? You finished Blade itself in like 3 days. Okay, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it's she's backlit with magenta. Um, there's going to be a neon sign behind her. So it's going to be passing through her hair. I need to push the value because if you look at the value black and white, it's really dark. It needs to be brighter. Judges said your oil painting was really thick, so I'm doing try to make it thinner. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you might have just not blended it out as much as you should have. Value, man. Like how close to white it is, right? Because like I'm using a like she's wearing a white shirt, right? So you look See that? So I needed to make that magenta brighter. Now I'm not going to really be able to push it to be higher value than white. Now, granted, this isn't straight white; it's more of a gray. Thanks. I mean, it's hard to know if like you've forgotten everything so easily or not. I mean, it's hard to train you. Prince says, "Welcome home." So I got some. All right. Let's see. We'll make sure none of this is unpainted. All right. Let's see if I can push the value of this back here. We're going to use a flat, one of these cheap 20-cent flats I bought. Then we're going to get some radiant white. I'm just going to stick it right next to this. Yeah, Kellis. So I'm gonna. It needs to be a. Let me show real quick a reference image I have. And do you have another bust PSK? Let's see here. I think so. This is a reference shot that I took here. Let me kind of shrink this down a little bit. Um, so if you look, if I throw it into black and white, somewhere in here. Oh, well, that kind of. Hmm. Well, then that confuses me. Yeah. Um, maybe not quite. Um, I need to push it, I think, a little bit more. Maybe not too much. That's not a random chick. That's from that that's from Satellite 3D. And yeah. So let's let's see. Because I do um I'm not sure, man. Um I might just work on another Kingdom Death Halloween model. Um yeah, I think that's what I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna do something a little lower stakes tomorrow. Mm, it's too bright for her shoulder. You think someone won the Smeagol? What do you mean you think? You don't know? Mm, feels like it's way too. Okay, well let me know. Well, this is kind of looking kind of shitty here. I'm not liking the way this is looking. Am I wiping this off? Zoom out? What are you talking about? like I'm screwing something up here. What do you mean? How do I blend with oils? I don't understand the question. You just do it. Like you just push paint into other paint. There's no. Is it possible? Absolutely. Now, what you can do with oils, glazing with oils is a long process. You have to like wait until your stuff is dry and then you can glaze. So it does take longer. It's a longer process. Um, it's very popular with canvas painting. Do that in a second. I really feel like I screwed this up. Gotta have to restore. Oh, it's way too much paint. Generally speaking, though, you don't need to glaze with oils unless you're trying to actually make a transparent effect. Um, Glazing with acrylics is generally done so you can get a subtle transition of like color, and that's like you don't have to glaze to do that. You can just feather in the color. Right now, I'm just kind of going back and forth between my two colors. Because unfortunately, my paint is already dried on this part of the model from yesterday. So blending is not as easy. So I kind of have to having to reapply the original skin tone. Just blending out this color into it some more. Still on the hunt for a new desk. Found a corner desk. Monitors. I mean, my best answer would be build something kind of like what I have. I got I put together an L shape, yeah, an L shaped desk with some IKEA pieces. Like that's pretty much my best bet, best suggestion. I'm just feathering out the blend here. Trying to find a used one. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, IKEA stuff, like if it's used, it's probably falling apart. You know, I need to pull this pink back some on the bottom there. Yeah, I mean, I just bought it all from straight from IKEA. And underside of that upper chest definitely needs to not be pink. Need a bunch. Come on, bag, open up. Because it doesn't make sense to have. All right, well, I'm gonna have to paint gray into that. Same with down here. So idea is that the light is coming from like that. So maybe just yeah, because she's supposed to be like completely side lit. I think with my random way to do black and white when I work models when I do oils. I mean, you'd have to underpaint um, with acrylic. A little bit of this pink. How'd you figure out your reference image for this? Yeah, I can show the program here after when I take a break, Harpenstein. It's a program called it's called Satellite 3D, and it's a program that's meant to be a simulator for a photo studio setup, but I'm using it for like light references. Yeah, you can download a demo of it. It's completely free, and I think you get 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that to play around. It's fairly straightforward. I spent a couple hours. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there that you'll never use, but you can throw a model in there, change the model. There's a handful of models you can use. You can change their hair and their skin tone and clothing and everything like that. You're not going to find any like fantasy clothing. You're not going to find like armor and swords and stuff like that. But still, you can do a directional lighting and a whole bunch of stuff lighting based, and that's kind of what I did. So like the picture that I showed, this here, is from that program. So it's the model I threw in there, and I backlit her with a magenta backlight. Adding a little bit of the cast. Okay, so let's go back to. So I want to try to make it look like she's got a bit of a halo of that light coming through. This paint is dragging a bit for some reason. I don't like that. Well, it's because of it's this pre-tubed white that I made. PSK, I think next time I come by, I'm gonna give you all of my tubed paints, all of these, every single one that I've done this to. I'll give them to you. I think I'm tired of fighting them. If you want to use them, when you want to use them, they'll be available for you. Otherwise, if they fight you, then just get rid of them. All right. So yeah, having a nice office desk is super useful. Now, does it make sense for there to be kind of like a shadow there? Does that make sense? I'm not sure if it does. Like the light passing through, right? So you got bright here, it's bright coming in, and then, it doesn't scatter much until it gets to the kind of the halo. I'm gonna just do a little bit of this down here. Yeah, like I'm of two minds about it. Um, and Wombat Combat, how you doing? Oh, fighting my way through this COVID recovery. Yeah, I mean, I may ask, may crowdsource this answer a bit because yeah, yeah, it's just it's a difficult question to ask. Yeah. All right, man. Enjoy your game. Yeah. I mean, like, there should still be like a, I'm still trying to do this Halo pass through, which to me makes sense, but it's just a matter of, I think it makes sense for there not to be quite as high of a light there. Yeah, I think it might be a little too bright. Can knock it down a little bit. Well, yeah, I think I'll leave the hair alone for now, and I'll think on it and ask around. But I think for this, it is supposed to be directly. It would make sense for it to be. Well, it's. I mean, I'm throwing. Like I said, I'm using a reference here. Let me find the other picture. Um, yeah, like you see how there's this halo around here? Like that's really hard to pull off in a 3D model, you know. Um, so that's kind of what I'm trying to go for, but it being a model pushing the extremes and having some of the light kind of pass through. But like it's I'm trying to sell the halo. So, and that's kind of difficult to pull off. And I may need to dull that all down just a touch on the edges. And like only do the very outside, which would be like, yeah, it's just difficult to pull off on this model. And just kind of try to tone down the inner portion here a little bit more. Kind of more like that. Might be the best I can do. All right, let me try to think what else I want to work on. Here. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of highlighting to the white shirt. bring the value of the white up a little bit on this side. All right, I'm going to take a quick break because I need something to drink. All right, back in just a few. All right. Uh, Cheers to all you fine folk out there. Um, this is some rye with some green chartreuse and cherry hearing. I think it's a sidecar, is what it's called. I think. Let's see here. Feeling. Let's see. A little bit of black I need to clean up. Sounds close to that at least. Okay. Doing some edge work. It's pretty much what I'm doing here. Cognac, orange liqueur, and lemon juice is the actual. Okay, I'm probably mixing it up then. Yeah, I don't normally keep. Um, don't normally have cognac. Occasionally, I'll have like the orange liqueur. Which one is it that I normally that I'll have sometimes? Whichever one's the common one. Yeah, a good couple years back, got like a bar book that had a bunch of recipes in it, and I found that I really like stuff with chartreuse in it. Contral, yeah. I don't have any Contral. It's expensive. Not that, not that. What's it called? Isn't expensive. Chartreuse is pricey, but it's very unique. Chartreuse. It's God. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Yep, actually, this is this stuff. Oh, that's French. I don't know why the French one popped up first, but it's that's the stuff that I have. It's actually really it's so like it's an herbal liqueur, but not in the same way. Like it doesn't taste like Jaeger, or like Campari or Drambuie. It's got a very distinct flavor to it. It's actually really good by itself with just like a seltzer or like that with um like Fresca or ginger ale or Pellegrino is nice. There was a time where we were trying a whole bunch of different um drinks with from our bar book. So we were buying, chartreuse and cherry hearing and vermouth and cognac and all kinds of stuff. Out of all of that, you know, Aperol and Cynar and all of that mess. The only thing we really kind of kept in stock is the chartreuse and the cherry hearing. All the other stuff, not really worth keeping around. I think that's nope. Got a little bit over there. Vermouth, like I don't keep it around. Like there's occasionally I'll want a drink with vermouth, but generally speaking, no. Um, yeah. Now, what I did find that I like is both um, sherry and um, what's the other stuff? What's the other stuff, babe? Cherry. What's the other wine? What's the other obscure wine that has like a particular flavor to it? There's sherry, and then there's not port. No, Moscato. No, Moscato. Like the dessert wines. Was it just sherry? Eh, don't worry about it. I want to say it does, but I can't. It's what some of the whiskey is in, the casks that some of the whiskey that we like is in sometimes. Yeah, it's Madeira or something like. Yeah, it might be Madeira. But yeah, no, we definitely don't really keep vermouth around. But every now and then I'll get a bottle of sherry. Not Moscato. I think it's Madeira or Madeira. I don't know how to pronounce it. There's a lot. Occasionally, there's like whiskey. You'll see like whiskeys that have been cured in those types of casks. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. But actually, mixing a little bit of sherry into like a whiskey is actually kind of nice. Yeah, I need to darken this band down because it doesn't quite make sense for it to be as bright as it is. Definitely shouldn't be the same color as the. You're a bartender, Katarina? Okay. I work morning shifts. Okay. Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna go grab that book real quick. One second. Now, half this book is completely worthless. Uh, Death and Co. is the name of the book. Um, a lot of this book is just a bunch of nonsense stuff you don't really need to look at. However, let me see if I can find out what I'm trying to what I thought I made. Oh, Benedictine's another thing we like to keep around for Singapore slings. Benedictine's tasty. Um, Last words, is that that's a whiskey drink, right? Or is it a gin? Okay. Pete's word. That's what I was thinking of. So that's Scotch, cherry liqueur, green chartreuse, and lime juice. Yeah. So it's like a last word, but it's with Scotch instead of gin. That's what I. That's what I was just like throwing together in a glass. I kind of did. Yeah. I used the whiskey instead of the Scotch. No, the cheap mix and stuff. Yeah. It's a cool cocktail book though. It's got some pretty tasty things in it. Quite a lot of it is way out there, like stuff that you'll like if you work at a bar, you might have access to, but there's times where it's just, like let me just pull like a random whiskey drink. All right. Like one strawberry, 1.5 ounces of Buffalo Trace bourbon, lemon juice, lime juice, orgeat, cinnamon bark syrup, ginger syrup, aromatic bitters, orgeat, whatever. There's a lot of stuff with orgeat in here. I'm not a huge fan. Amontillado. That's I think well that's a type of sherry. Like, you know, Suntory Hakushu 12-year Orgeat Amontillado sherry, lemon juice, orange juice, acacia honey syrup, Luxardo Amaro Habano. Like some of these ingredients are like way out there, but a lot of them are really tasty. You do have ginger and the organat. It's organat. Or are you talking about orgeat? See if you can convince them to get a thing of chartreuse. It's tasty. Or Benedictine. Remember, we tried to make our own orgeat and it was not very good. And it goes bad. Like if you buy it, it's not shelf stable. And like, there's no way I'm going to drink enough of that to like last to be worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze. At this point, I'm kind of fiddling around, but I do want this model to be I'm trying not to um, phone in paint jobs as much because if I like the piece, I'm going to want to like the piece come time for Nova. I'm going to want to submit it. I think this is a cute piece. And I was kind of poking around earlier because I was trying to find another tower defense game to play because I quite like tower defense games. And I pulled up one that I played briefly earlier it might have been this year, but it was like a free, um, one of those kind of like freemium games where there's a lot of like gotcha, you know, stuff to it that I've never paid anything for, right? But I go to play it and it doesn't open. I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I like went to the page. It's because it's on Steam. Um, and I looked at the Steam page and it said the game like shut down in like July. And like the game was only out for like a year. And like I know that people spent money playing because it was definitely a game that encouraged you to spend a lot of money. Um, and like I just had to think like, man, some some whale out there spent probably hundreds of dollars on this game and it's not even playable anymore. It's completely done. And like I said, the game's only been out for like a year. Like as a player, like I liked it, right? I like tower defense games. But like if I was somebody who did spend money on premium games, why would I ever pay money to that company again? Like, right? There'd be no way in hell I'd ever give that company my money again if I was a pay to play player. Kind of just cleaning up these lines a little bit. Because I'm not really sure what else to do with this model. Yeah, like because I'll get into a freemium game for a couple of months, play him for a while, but like I'm not putting money in it. Like people were, whoever was talking about Warframe. Now, granted, Warframe's been around for a long time, so like if you did spend money on it, hey, whatever. But like A lot of these games are not around very long. I'm playing one right now called Counterside, and it's fine. It's a game to kill time in, but it's like, hey, you should spend money on me. It's like, no, you're not going to be around for like a couple of months. Are you one of those addicts to two dots or what's the other one? Feel like maybe push the highlights on her face a little bit more, just a touch more. Let me pull up my reference of her face again. I need a little bit of this, I think. Where's my I had done like a color swatch. Where's my color swatch? There we go. So what I do as well is I will throw together. Here's a thought. What about painting a silhouette of a couple dancing in her back shoulder reflection? Not saying no, Billy, but I'm trying to imagine why that would happen. Because that would imply that she's like super greasy for like a silhouette to reflect off of her skin. I think I might not be thinking very clearly. So this is kind of it's sort of like static Tetris. Okay, so this is kind of the pose that I went off of um, for her, but also close this. So this is what I'll do um, when I do that. I'll go and I'll grab that picture I just showed you, and I'll do color picks, and that's kind of what I'm using. Um, so I'm gonna grab this titanium buff because it's actually close to the highlight color here. Because this highlight color is close to this. Uh oh. Topulus. Hey man. If you guys aren't following this guy, you definitely should. I'm often jealous of the things that he's putting out there. I don't get to watch him as much as I think I would prefer. Definitely deserves um, more acclaim. I meant to ask you, did you submit anything to um the Kingdom Death competition that Big Dino um judged, and or did you also enter one into the Adam Poots Games competition? Ooh, let's die. He was working on a piece from Lep Studios earlier. Yes, for both. I was in the Black Knight pinup, and then I was a Black Knight pinup Masters category. I don't know if I saw that one because I didn't sit through everything. I so here's my so this is the model I think he's Was it the pinup? Yeah, it was a pinup. So this is the model that not the model, but the same model that he submitted. And I want to, now that they extended it to the end of the month, I want, because I haven't posted this online yet as finished, I want to clean it up some more and post it to the Adam Poots game one. Um, I need to go back and look at which the Black Knight. If you have pictures of it that you're willing to share on Instagram, please do. Um, yeah, so because I think what I'm going to do, so I is I'm going to clean this model up some. I'm going to change the hair down here because it does not fit with the rest of the model at all. Let me focus here. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, because you do a fantastic job here. Let's pull this up. Wait, how am I not following you? Okay, I could have sworn I was following you because I know I see your stuff. Oh, I like how you did the inside gold, and you went with kind of a metal puppy. Okay, I can appreciate that. Yeah, I need to redo my lantern. I need to redo my lantern and my sword. What did you feel about the feedback that you got? How was I not following you? That blows my mind. You thought it was on point? The one that I submitted for the one they did was the one that they were like, "Oh, your pictures suck." Because I guess I submitted the ones that I posted to Instagram instead of like the originals. I didn't realize it. This is the one that I did, and their biggest thing they said outside of the quality of the pictures that I submitted was that like I needed to push the value in the lanterns. Like the lanterns should be pretty much like near white, which fair. And then they said that like having the blend should have been cleaner here. And like not that I could have obviously I could have blended this, but I was working off the idea of like Terminator lines because someone was convincing me that like Terminator lines for lighting was important, and I guess maybe not so much. Um, but they did like my helm. They said the helm was nice, and they were happy that I actually put the dog in because I think like a couple of people did this model and everyone got rid of the dog because it was kind of a pain in the ass to do. Um, they did say that they liked my occlusion shadows, but it just because the pictures were so poor, um, they didn't consider it at all. But yeah, I like that piece. Got okay, that's what it was. It was like it was floating. Yeah. Um yeah, because the the way that the model like originally came, frankly, was terrible. I'm pretty sure that the sculptor and how they designed it, like they were like clashing. So like I got that little chase lounge printed because the original base for it was garbage. But yeah, if anybody else likes watching, like looking at Kino Death stuff, check out Topulus. He does some fantastic pieces. Yeah, like I threw it away. I was like, it's awful. Because like, okay, so let's pretend, right, that that piece was meant to be super cheesecake and it is like a naked woman laying on a glass table, right? Let's pretend that was the case. They didn't sculpt anything. Like her entire underside is completely flat. Like nothing sculpted there. So you'd have to like paint in detail and sculpt in detail and stuff. It would have been terrible. So I don't know what they were thinking when they made that base for her. Leopard Leopard Pixie. Jesus. Thanks for the follow. I'm gonna just go with Leopard Pixie. So what we're working on tonight, those of you who came in with Topulus, we're working on Brooklyn from Pedro Fernandez. Um, we started her yesterday on stream. So if you'd like to see the starting process, and we're pretty close to being done. I think I need to do a little bit more highlights on the skin and probably fix the eyes up. But the idea is she's going to have a right behind her. I'm going to put a so from this pose, she's going to have a backdrop of a neon sign of some kind. I haven't decided yet, which is why she's got this kind of like halo effect going on in her hair. That's kind of the rear side there. And got a little Studio 54 logo on her shirt. And yeah, Pedro Fernandez makes some amazing pieces. I have one more that I got recently that I'll be painting eventually. Um, Actually, PSK, if you're still around, we were talking about pieces to paint. You know what? I might do this one. Um, this is a left hand craft studio piece. It's a Korean model. Um, they have some kind of, they make a lot of busts and kind of cute. It reminds me of some Lep Studio stuff. Um, yeah, like Pedro has like some like really cool like dark Wizard of Oz pieces. The other piece from that I have of his is Yildiz, which is a woman with a hijab. I'm not sure if that's the exact correct term for it, but she's wearing like headphones, big old, muff headphones, and like a Walkman, I think. It's a cute piece. Those are the two pieces I have. But right now we're just kind of just cleaning up parts of the model here. Don't do a lot of freehand, so I was really kind of excited to try it out, and I think it worked. Um, yeah. I may have to come back in and clean up the edges just a touch. Mm, thank you, leopard pixie, leopard. So I do all my work in oils. So I know that might sometimes it confuses people who come in. Um, I've been doing that for it's pushing 2 years. Well, I think it was February of 2020. Is that right? It's been a while. Um, but I really like the medium. Find it nice and relaxing. There's some challenges with it, like freehanding is very difficult. I actually did the freehand in acrylic here, and then I kind of just went in with it a little bit with some oils to clean it up. But I did the initial freehand with acrylic, then painted around it. Um, just realized something else needs to be fixed. Um, but But I paint a decent amount of Kino Death stuff, like Topulus does as well. And then like busts. No, wrong. Um, I kind of got enamored watching Wapelius paint in oils, and I decided to give it a shot after watching him. There's a couple other people that use oils. That stream. I know Matt Yee does. Parker Studio does occasionally. Thunderhead Studios does occasionally. Um, oh, who's the guy who always paints in the morning? Uh, Thanks, Populous. You have a nice one. Thanks for popping in. And again, if anybody, all you guys need to follow him. He's a pretty freaking good painter. Yeah, if anybody else who came in with his raid got any questions, feel free to ask. If you have anything you're working on that you'd like to share, feel free to share. Instagram is whitelisted, and if there's any other websites you use, just let me know. You can, I can give you permission so you can post. Always interested in seeing what people are working on. Okay. All right. Let's stop. So, if Leopard Pixie, if you're working on anything you'd like to share, you are welcome to. If anybody else is working on anything, that goes for you as well. All right. So let's add just a little bit more highlight to this here. Kind of clean up my brush a little bit. Oh, yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I'll either work on this tomorrow or another Kingdom Death Ball. All right. So I did. Let me pull that other reference up one more time. Throw that off to the side there. She has a couple of off-white reflections that I need to try. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit there. I'm going to do a little bit here. Do a little bit here. A little bit here. And then in the bridge of her nose here. And then I'm going to grab a clean brush. I'm going to try to feather that out. Which would be a little easier to do if the paint was still dry underneath. But as I am realizing, it is, I painted so thin last night that, so when people say that oils take too long to dry, like nothing's coming up on my hand here. This was all painted less than 24 hours ago. Total hacks. All right, it's actually not feathering at all. So I'm going to use a sponge to feather that. Yeah, usually. This is something that oh, what's his name? He's another oil painter, and he's been painting forever with oils, and I can't remember his name right now. He hasn't streamed in a while. Crap, such an ass. But he does a lot of work like this, where he'll do a bunch of uh, feathering work with these makeup sponges. What is his name? I haven't seen him paint. I haven't seen him online in a long time. Who am I following? I'm gonna go through. Because I want to give this guy's name out so you guys can follow him. Kalini. K. Let me get the. Where. I'm gonna give it. So another oil painter that he's been painting with oils for a long time. There he is. When was the last time he streamed? Oh, well, not sure because he doesn't share his videos. When was the last time he streamed? It doesn't say. But he's also a really good painter who uses oils. But he does a lot of sponge work. So a lot of stuff with these and blending back and forth quite a lot. So I'm going to try to kind of do that here down the center up here and then kind of maybe if I make it just a tad wetter, so not quite as dry as the paint, there's a little bit more thinner in there. I just put that down the center like that. Feeling that. Yeah, I think that works out like that. I think I want to add a slightly more purple eyeshadow. Let's, the way it looks a little bit more intentional. So I got this purple matter up here. I'll just bring that some down here. I'm gonna add a little bit of this white to it. There we go. A little bit more intentional here with this purple. One thing that I'm trying to do a little bit more often is add makeup on models that will probably would have makeup on. There's kind of purpley. Oh, that looks great. I like that. Yeah, that adds a lot. Just a little bit of makeup. I think I want to make that lipstick a little bit more yellow than it is. So what I'm going to do, and I know PSK was asking about glazing earlier. So because those lips are dry, at least I think they are, what I'm going to try to do here real quick is I'm going to grab some Indian yellow, which is a nice transparent yellow. Got to mix it real quick. We're gonna see. This may end up being a mistake. We're gonna try it. Add a little bit of that to my palette. Indian yellow is a really nice, transparent, kind of golden yellow. Okay, girl. You all right? So I'm gonna just take a little bit of that. And because it's transparent, right? Quite a lot of your single pigment paints, be it oils or acrylics, are transparent. So Indian yellow is going to be a transparent paint. What I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to make these a little bit more golden yellow here by glazing this in. That may be a little too yellow. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to match some of that yellow. Kind of change the color of the gold a little bit to kind of tie that in together. All right. Adding a little bit of tint to the skin there. And just a little bit of that color into the skin here. And just a little bit here too. The white shirt is going to reflect some of that, right? Just the smallest amount. All right. Well, I think barring some input on how to change the hair, this model is done. So that is where we are at. Let me try to add just the subtlest of reflections. Subtlest of reflections. Okay. Let's see, Billy. Let's see where you ended up. Pumpkin. Nice. And those of you who don't know, Billy made all of these little pumpkins out of green stuff, which is fantastic. I would say don't forget. So all of this pumpkin, right? That's like the right color. You're gonna want all of these little grooves and all the insides of this to be a little bit darker. Push that more towards like a burnt sienna, unless you make everything else a lot, more yellow. But this is always a fun model to see people paint. It's a fun model.